You know, Marvin, this article right here on the Great Flood of 1916, I've heard Lindsay Pettis talk about this at Leadership a number of times. I didn't realize until I read this article what a big deal it was. And it reminds me of, you know, just last year we dodged a bullet with the flooding here in South Carolina. Businesses all across the state were devastated. They never reopened as a result. I've been told that when a hurricane hits the coast of South Carolina, the expectation of South Carolina Emergency Preparedness is that 70% of those small businesses will never reopen. Because of that, last year, us dodging a bullet, the Chambers decided to host a disaster preparedness forum on August 5th at the Carol Ray Dowling Center from 8:30 to 10:30. Marvin, talk a little bit about what a small business might learn and the takeaway for them of that at that event.
The takeaway, what we're hoping to do is kind of educate the employees on the needs for a disaster preparedness plan. Part of the takeaway is we want to provide some material because a lot of larger companies may already have disaster preparedness plans,
sure,
but a lot of the smaller businesses probably don't. So what we want to do is have our guest speakers to come in and kind of inform them as far as why there is a need to have this disaster preparedness plan, and then as far as the material that we're going to hand out, we're going to we'll be providing sample templates for developing your own disaster preparedness plan, and also talk about who the proper contacts are, and just basic things that the small businesses need to do,
sure,
in order to prepare for the disaster, but then also to be able to recover from the disaster, sure, as well.
I know one of the speakers we've got lined up is Brian Tucker. And Brian, he's actually native here in Lancaster. He's working down in Georgetown now. Those guys, they had a fire that destroyed a whole city block. A year later, they had floods, and every 6 hours for 3 straight days, almost every business was 3 to 4 inches underwater. And he said the majority of those businesses recovered and they rebuilt and they started over, but some didn't. The ones that did had a plan. The ones that didn't reopen, they just didn't have any concept of what to do. So what you're telling me is that at our event on August 5th, a small business will at least get the foundational blocks that they can start building their disaster plan. So if that next Hugo rolls through our area, or we're not spared and we do get hit by the flood, our small businesses have a better chance to reopen sooner and quicker and keep our economy healthy. Is that right?
Absolutely. And because most of us don't believe that, we hope and pray, we always see that disasters happen in other areas, but we typically don't think it's going to happen to us. And so what we want our businesses to do is to understand what aspects that they need to look at when developing their disaster preparedness plan, and also how that there are certain organizations in the area, such as the city and the county, who also have emergency plans who can aid them in the development of their
and how that ties together. All right, we hope to see you there on August 5th. Just call the Chamber, 283-4105 to register. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
Did you see this on if you turn